What if the Bible's most terrifying creature isn't just a myth? Picture this: a beast so massive it churns the seas into chaos, with scales no spear can pierce and a breath that sparks fire. For centuries, the Leviathan has haunted our stories, from ancient scrolls to sailors' nightmares. Could this legend still lurk in the ocean's uncharted depths? Today, we're diving headfirst into a mystery that's gripped humanity for thousands of years. In the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the Leviathan's origins, explore what it could really be, and uncover a twist that'll make you rethink everything. So, stick around. This gets wild. Oh, and hit that like button if you're ready for a deep dive into the unknown. What do you think? Is Leviathan a myth, a monster, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I've always been obsessed with mysteries that refuse to die, and Leviathan? It's the king of them all. This isn't just some dusty old tale. It's a puzzle that spans continents, cultures, and centuries. We're going to start with where it all began. Ancient texts that describe a creature so terrifying, even the mightiest warriors couldn't stand against it. Then, we'll wrestle with the big question. Was Leviathan a real beast, a symbol, or something we're still missing? And trust me, there's a modern clue that'll blow your mind later on. But first, let's set sail into the past. If you're as hooked as I am, smash that subscribe button so we can keep chasing these mysteries together. Ready? Let's go unravel the Leviathan. All right, let's dive into the ancient world where the Leviathan first roared to life. Picture yourself thousands of years ago, surrounded by people who saw the sea as a wild, untamed force. In the Bible, specifically in Job 41, we get this jaw-dropping description: a creature with scales like shields, eyes that glow like dawn, and a mouth that spits sparks. It's not just big, it's unstoppable, something even God points to as a symbol of raw power. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a one-off story. The Hebrews weren't alone in whispering about a sea beast. Over in Babylon, they told tales of Tiamat, a chaotic dragon goddess of the deep. And the Canaanites? They had Lotan, a twisting serpent that battled their gods. Are these just coincidences? Or were ancient people across cultures describing the same terrifying thing? What do you think they saw? Something real? Or a way to explain the ocean's fury? Drop your guess in the comments. Now, these stories weren't just campfire tales. They shaped how people saw the world. For the Hebrews, Leviathan wasn't just a monster. It was a reminder of God's control over chaos. In Psalms and Isaiah, it's this cosmic force, sometimes tied to evil, sometimes just nature's untamed edge. Fast forward to medieval times, and sailors were still sketching sea monsters on their maps, labeling uncharted waters with "Here be dragons." It's like Leviathan became the face of everything humanity feared about the deep. But here's where it gets juicy. What if these ancient writers weren't making it all up? What if they were describing something they'd seen, or at least heard about? Stick with me, because we're about to explore some mind-bending theories that could change how you see this legend. If you're loving this dive into the past, give that like button a tap, and let's keep going. So, we've traveled back to ancient times and felt the weight of Leviathan's legend. Pretty intense, right? Now, let's get to the heart of the mystery. What was Leviathan? Was it a real creature, a symbol, or something else entirely? Over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack some wild theories that try to crack this puzzle. From extinct sea giants to metaphors for chaos, each idea brings us closer to the truth. Or maybe just deeper into the mystery. What's your gut telling you so far? Is Leviathan a monster or a myth? Drop it in the comments because I'm dying to hear your take. Theory 1. A symbol of chaos. First up, let's talk about the idea that Leviathan isn't a creature at all. It's a symbol. A lot of scholars, especially theologians, argue that Leviathan was ancient people's way of wrestling with big ideas like chaos, sin, or the untamed power of nature. In the Bible, it's often tied to God's dominance over the world's wildest forces. Think about it. The ocean's unpredictable, deadly, and vast. Perfect for representing everything scary and uncontrollable. But here's the thing. Why describe it with such vivid details? Scales, fire, glowing eyes. It feels too specific for just a metaphor, don't you think? Still, this theory's got legs because it explains why Leviathan pops up in so many spiritual texts. If you're leaning toward this one, let me know why in the comments. Theory 2. An extinct sea monster. Okay, now let's get a bit more thrilling. What if Leviathan was a real creature, something massive that swam the ancient seas? Some researchers point to prehistoric beasts as the inspiration. Picture the megalodon, a shark so big it could swallow a boat whole. Or the mosasaurus, a serpentine reptile with jaws like a nightmare. Even plesiosaurs, with their long necks and flippers, could have looked like a sea dragon to early humans. Fossils of these creatures have been found for centuries. Imagine ancient people stumbling across a megalodon tooth or a whale skeleton and thinking, this was a god-slaying beast. This theory's exciting because it grounds Leviathan in science, but it leaves questions. Could stories of these extinct giants really survive thousands of years? We're not done yet. There's more to explore, so hit that like button if you're hooked. Theory 3. Exaggerated real creatures. All right, we've tackled Leviathan as a symbol and a prehistoric monster. But what if the truth is a bit closer to home? This next theory suggests Leviathan could be an exaggerated version of animals we know exist. Think about it. Ancient sailors didn't have marine biology textbooks. A massive crocodile thrashing in the Nile could have sparked tales of an armored sea beast. Or a whale breaching the surface, its spout catching the sunlight. Easy to mistake for fiery breath, right? Giant squid are another contender. Their tentacles and eerie size freaked out sailors for centuries. Just imagine seeing one for the first time. No wonder stories got wild. This theory's super grounded, but it's got a weak spot. Can a crocodile or squid really explain the epic scale of Leviathan's legend? What do you think? Could a real animal be the key? Toss your thoughts in the comments. Theory 4. Something still out there? Now, let's push the boundaries a bit. What if Leviathan isn't just a memory or a mistake? What if it's still lurking in the deep? It sounds like cryptozoology central. The ocean is huge. 95% of it's still unexplored, even in 2025. We're finding new species all the time, like the colossal squid or those creepy deep-sea fish that look like aliens. Take the oarfish, for example. It's long, serpentine, and rare. Sailors used to call it a sea serpent. Could something even bigger be hiding down there, something we haven't caught on camera yet? This theory's a long shot, but it's thrilling to imagine. If you're feeling this one, hit that like button. And there's a modern clue coming up that's going to flip this mystery on its head. Any guesses what it could be? Let me know below. We've been chasing Leviathan through ancient texts and wild theories. But what about today? Could this legend still have teeth in 2025? Let's dive into stories of sea monsters that have kept sailors and internet sleuths buzzing for centuries. Back in the 1800s, ships like the HMS Daedalus reported seeing a 60-foot serpent thing slicing through the waves. No joke, it made headlines. Fast forward to now and we've got grainy videos popping up online, blurry shapes in the water that some swear are Leviathan's cousins. Most of these are probably hoaxes or misidentified fish. Have you ever seen something weird in the ocean? Drop your story in the comments. Scientists are pretty skeptical about a literal Leviathan swimming around today. They point out that massive creatures need tons of food, and the ocean's ecosystem just can't hide something that big anymore. But here's the flip side. We're still discovering new marine life every year. Just a few years ago, researchers found deep-sea critters we didn't even know existed, some straight out of a horror movie. And get this, we've mapped more of Mars than our own oceans. That's wild. Marine biologists admit there's a slim chance something huge could be down there, maybe a rare species we've missed. So, while science leans toward probably not, it doesn't slam the door shut. What's your take? Does the ocean still have secrets like Leviathan? Now, Hold on to your seats, because we're about to hit a curveball. All these stories, ancient, historical, modern, they've got us looking for a creature. But what if we've been chasing the wrong thing this whole time? I'm not saying Leviathan's fake, but there's a possibility that's going to make you rethink everything. We're diving into that next, and trust me, it's a game changer. Any guesses what's coming? Throw them in the comments, and let's keep unraveling this mystery together. All right, we've been hunting for Leviathan, creature, symbol, or cryptid. But what if we've been looking in the wrong place? Here's the twist that's going to flip this mystery upside down. What if Leviathan isn't a living thing at all, but a phenomenon? Picture this: ancient people standing on a shore, watching the sea erupt in ways they couldn't explain. Massive waves crashing out of nowhere, glowing lights dancing on the water, or steam rising from the deep like a dragon's breath. These aren't just random ideas. They're real oceanic events we're only now starting to understand. Could these have been the spark behind Leviathan's legend? Drop it in the comments. Let's break it down. First up, rogue waves. These are freak waves, sometimes 100 feet tall, that appear without warning and vanish just as fast. Sailors used to call them myths until 1995, when satellites caught one on camera. Proof that ancient stories weren't all made up. Now imagine seeing that thousands of years ago. No wonder you'd call it a sea monster. Then there's bioluminescence, plankton that make the ocean glow like fire at night. To someone without science, that could easily be Leviathan's sparking breath. And don't get me started on deep-sea volcanism, underwater eruptions that churn the sea and spew steam. Any of these could have looked like a beast to terrified onlookers. Does this idea blow your mind as much as it does mine? Hit that like button if you're starting to see Leviathan in a new light. Here's why this theory feels so right. Ancient people didn't have the tools to explain these events. A rogue wave wasn't just a wave. It was chaos itself, a force that could swallow ships whole. Glowing seas or volcanic plumes. They'd seem alive, otherworldly. Over time, these stories grew scales and teeth, becoming the Leviathan we know. It's not that our ancestors lied. They just turned nature's wildest moments into a legend to make sense of it all. And get this, even today, we're still awed by the ocean's power. So, is Leviathan a phenomenon dressed up as a monster? I'm leaning that way, but I want to hear from you. Comment below with your thoughts, and let's wrap this mystery up next. Wow, what a journey. We've chased Leviathan from the pages of ancient scriptures to the depths of the modern ocean, and now we're here, piecing it all together. Whether you see Leviathan as a symbol of chaos, a prehistoric beast, a misidentified animal, or a natural phenomenon, this mystery hasn't lost its grip on us. The ocean's vast, untamed power. It's humbling, right? To think we're still so small against something so huge. What's been your favorite part of this dive? Drop it in the comments. Here's what I love about Leviathan. It's more than a story. It's a mirror for our need to explain the unexplainable. Whether it's a rogue wave, a glowing sea, or just the sheer terror, Leviathan captures our awe and fear of the deep. The fact that we're still talking about it in 2025 proves the real Leviathan. Not a monster we can catch, but a mystery. Does that give you chills like it does me? Hit that like button. All right, it's time to surface, but I don't want this to end here. If you loved unraveling the Leviathan with me, smash that subscribe, share this video. What's the creepiest sea mystery you want me to tackle next? Did you know that some ancient cultures believed Leviathan, guardian of hidden treasures? Is it just folklore, or could there be lost artifacts tied to Leviathan's legend? What do you think? Should we hunt for Leviathan's treasure next? Comment below. Thanks for watching.